If you gave Creed 3 anything less than a 10 out of 10, I can say this with the utmost confidence. And I hope that these words bring you sincere comfort, because you'll never ever have to wonder or question again whether or not you are insane. I can confirm today that you are. All right, everybody, you already know what time it is. Creed 3, 10 out of 10. I am about to do all reviews, so there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen it, grab your keys, put your shoes on, go to the nearest theater, and come back and engage in this video. Like, subscribe, comment, let's get it. Cinematography, 10 out of 10. First of all, they broke a record. They are the first ever IMAX movie shot in IMAX. The visibility, the angles, y'all, it was wonderful. They took what we would typically call a normal boxing movie and added so many cinematic twists that made it so engaging. It like pulled you in closer and closer. Like I wanted to be in the room. I wanted to be there. I wanted tickets. I wanted to be sitting next to Tessa Thompson. Like, go, that's when I wanted to do that. It was so good. If you just look down your row at the theater, everybody was sitting on the edge of their seat like, who's gonna win? Point for point, punch for punch, jab for jab. It was like, oh, so good. Cinematography, excellent. Writing, I felt like it was very well written. It was so cohesive from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. I never felt like anything was out of place. It did wonderful storytelling, which we'll get to because that has its own point. But the writing was so succinct. It was so personal to each character. It made it easy for each of the actors to play their part well because it was catered to who their character was intended to be. And sometimes that can be a challenge. What we see, we'll see a character and we'll see actors try to bring their best to that role, but sometimes writing lacks in puns or the tone of the character. And I felt like the writing was consistent. Each and every tone matched what was said. And I felt like that was phenomenal. The directing was amazing. It's one thing when you're an actor and you bring a lot to the table, but it's another thing to be able to take the talent and the gifts that are before you and to position them in a way that really creates an amazing moment that evokes so much emotion from your viewers, whether it's how they're standing, whether it's the other people around, like from the scene where Adonis is talking to his mother, that level of aggression that also has says respect for her as his mother. But then you have the conversation of him and Damien when they face off, knowing he's surrounded by a bunch of people, but my pride, don't ever play with me like that again. Why would you use me, right? We'll get into the therapy of it all, but just to be able to take two face-off moments of showing Adonis's anger and how it's expressed to different people as a director, it was just amazing to be able to see that each and every one of those face-off moments with every person, whether it was his argument with his wife, his argument with his mother, his argument with Damien, his argument with Duke, he was always fighting against other people. And that can be, it can get, what's the word I'm looking for? Bland. It can get overdone, but I felt the difference in each of those relationships. And I think that that is not just the actor's ability, but the director's ability to ensure that that's evoked in each of those scenes. Well done. Acting main roles. Michael B. Jordan versus Jonathan Majors. Mind-blowing, okay? One thing about Jonathan Majors is going Jonathan Majors, okay? His ability to show so many different experiences just within his face, right? When you think about the moment at her art show where there was this facial expression, right? I think about like when we do mental status exams, you know, as a therapist, and I'm assessing the mental status of the role of the character of Damien, and there's this anxiousness to him. There's this facial expression that's full of regret, yet he's so dismissive to those feelings because I have a goal that I have to get to by any means necessary. Even if that means sending one of my friends back to jail, even if that means other people getting hurt, even if that means I'm betraying someone who I really cared about, who genuinely is trying to give me a chance, none of that matters because my pride is inhibiting me. This feeling of missing out, this time that I've lost because I was in jail, all of these things, the world owes me. There's a sense of entitlement exuding from his being. All of that played by Jonathan Majors in that character. Excellent. The consistency of anger, of that entitlement, of that pride, of still love, showing peekaboo. I really did love you as a little brother. It really was you and me against the world. But right now, it's me against everybody. You had your shot. I see your picture on this wall. I'm looking at your belts. I'm looking at your awards. I'm standing in your home with all of your accomplishments, your beautiful wife, your kids. This was supposed to be me. And I refuse to watch my opportunity just go by me. It's now or never. But I love you. I don't know how to juggle that. I can't even entertain the love that I have for you because the pain that I'm feeling on the inside, this sense of loss, I refuse to grieve it. I won't be missing out. I can't. I won't. Jonathan Majors did an excellent job. It was excellent. It was excellent. It was excellent. Michael B. Jordan, excellent. His ability to show anger and how it is communicated, I think I talked about it earlier, between each individual, his anger towards his mother, his anger towards his wife, his anger towards Damien, his anger was individualized, but still rooted in this need to be the fixer, be the problem solver, which a lot of our men face. And he was able to really hone in on that. And I thought that was amazing. Michael B. Jordan is great. I cannot wait to see what he does next. And Jonathan Majors, we haven't even begun to see him blossom. We haven't even begun. This is only the beginning. This is him not even trying. This is effortless. Oh, I cannot wait. We are in for a ride in the entertainment industry with these two. Supporting roles. I love that you all chose Thaddeus to play young Adonis. His ability to show like an impressionable young boy, and who also could fight. He had a whole lot of anger and resentment built up, as well as he actually kind of looks like a younger Michael B. Jordan. Not like when Michael B. Jordan was younger, but they have some of the same like facial features. So like he looked like him in the film, which is amazing. I was like, wait a second. They look nothing alike, yet it looks like that could have been what he looked like when he was younger. It was perfect. I absolutely loved it. Mila, oh my gosh, she did so good. She showed the perfect daddy's girl. I love spending time with daddy. I want to do what daddy does and watching all daddy's videos. I just loved every single scene that she was in, especially that scene where that girl ripped her paper up. We were all like, dang, not you getting bullied and your daddy a fighter. That girl got up and said, boom. I said, I looked down my road. We were all like, oh. And it wasn't just like, no, like, let's scrap. No, she knocked that girl out. Okay. Creed, like, by the time she get to like Creed 7, this gonna be, she gonna be lethal. Okay. Your daddy is Adonis Creed. Amazing. Now, Ryan, I just want to say, I don't appreciate how in a 6-month span, you allowed 2 queen mothers to die on the screen. I have yet to recover from us losing Angela Bassett. Yet, you thought it was okay for us to lose Felicia Rashad. I'm not okay. I knew the moment they were like, I thought we talked about this. You need to take it easy. I know I had a stroke. I said, no, you can't take her. That foreshadowing. I couldn't. I said, she's not going to make it to the end of the movie. She's not going to make it. 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 But I'm grateful for the foreshadowing, because if y'all had just randomly killed her off in the middle of the movie, I would have lost it. I would have been distracted for the rest of the movie. I needed to know that was coming to prepare my heart. That anticipated grief was way better than sudden grief. I wouldn't have been able to take it. I wouldn't have been able to take it at all. I wouldn't have survived. So thank you so much, Felicia Rashad, for your contributions to the Creed Empire. Absolutely amazing, mother. But of course, because you're Felicia Rashad. Now, Tessa Thompson, let's get into it. Your matriculation from Creed 1 to Creed 3 has been so succinct. Watching you blossom as a mom, as an artist, as a wife has been great. The way you have stuck by his side in a healthy way is amazing. You always challenge him when he's wrong. You never allow, just because he's the fighter doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be weak, but you're also not his opponent. We're partners, and you always enforce that in your roles. But we really got to see that this season, even especially in that big blow up scene. It was like, you got a lot going on. You figured it out, but she can't see that. So you need to get your stuff together. You ain't got to share it with me, but you need to work it out. Okay. I absolutely love that. We don't get to see healthy debates, healthy arguments, healthy conversation on the screen. It's always somebody did something wrong, but neither one of them were necessarily wrong. It just beautifully executed that point in relationships that people go through every day, where I have to decide if I'm going to be vulnerable with my partner because we've reached a new level of intimacy, right? A new level of trust. Am I going to share my deepest, darkest secret, my most intimate thing that I've never told you about? I've never told anyone about. And it's starting to affect me and affect the people around me. And I have to make a decision. And I felt like that was a wonderful exchange between the two of them. Exchange between the two of them. Even when they were in the bathroom and he finally told her, and even her sharing, like, I'm not okay. Like, I don't know what made you think that. And they got to just kind of get on the same page. And Tessa Thompson has always been a ride or die wife, okay? I love that we didn't get the typical, no, I don't want you to fight him. No, don't do that. You could get hurt. Look at what he's already done. He's not fighting fair. No, Tessa Thompson was like, get it done, okay? Energy. I love that. I love that so much. I am so bored, boo, tomato, of the spouse in almost every movie being the unsupportive one, being the nagger, being the, oh, don't do it. It's me or them. If you go and walk out that door, don't ever come back. Like, I'm so bored. Can we get some support, okay, in these marriages? My goodness. Excellent job. Excellent. Storytelling and plot. Okay. I saved this part for this portion instead of cinematography because it did indeed tell a story. That final fight scene, okay, when they jumped in and it showed him looking at him as a young version of himself, and then it flipped to him showing as a young version of himself, and then the room was silent. No one was there. It was just the two of them locked in. Oh my gosh. What a story to be told. When he pushed him up and then the sail came up, I said, oh, what? And then when he pushed him into the other corner and we saw the bag that they used to practice on back when they were in the home together. That was such a wonderful story to tell from in the ring. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Even the matriculation of the story of what actually happened, who Leon was, why they were connected, why there was so much guilt and deceit and built up animosity and hostility toward each other, like deception, disgrace. I'm sorry. Yes, that was just wonderful, okay? It was just wonderfully executed. It was a wonderful story told of Damien and his matriculation and his hunger and his consuming hunger, actually, to do whatever it took to get on top. It was just wonderfully executed. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that story unfold. That plot, chef's kiss. And it's hard to do that in a trilogy when you're following a story, because it's like, okay, what are you guys going to do next? Who's going to be the person? Now, naturally, when you put Jonathan Majors in it, I knew whatever it was going to be. I mean, he could have been the dude at the McDonald's that wanted to fight. It didn't matter. It was going to be great. But I love that this was the story that was told. I love that it was promoted as if these two were going to be going at it as if they were enemies, but it had more dynamic to that, more dimensions, a little more depth to it, to the story of how they knew each other, what really happened. I just love the storytelling of the plot. It was great. Wardrobe was amazing, okay? Those tailored suits that Michael B. Jordan had on throughout the whole movie, I said, you better get businessman, okay? It was so good. And of course, Tessa Thompson, she always gives in Creed 1, in Creed 2, and Creed 3. Every last one of her fits. Even when she was just chilling in the studio, I was like, dang, that's cute. Like, some people just got it, you know? Fits were nice. Everybody was appropriate. Loved it. Music score. This is actually one of my favorite categories because music can make or break a scene. It adds the appropriate amount of intensity. It can just tip your emotions, like you're sitting there and you're holding back tears, and then that song plays, and then now it's waterfalls. Music is so important. The scores that you choose for your film, for important scenes, for tone-changing scenes, score is so important. And I felt like every single last song that accompanied every single last moment was perfect. It was fitting for everything they were trying to accomplish. Now, title is an important category because a lot of movies, titles have nothing to do with the plot or the tone of the film or anything to do with the film. It's not even a character's name. It's like a random phrase that someone says one time in the movie that's not even like a pivotal moment. It's just something random. And it's like, why did I even come to see this? This is not what I expected it to be. Why am I here? And so I'm glad this is the third installment of Creed 3. Nice and simple. They didn't have to do Creed 3, the rise and fall of Damien, the return of Adonis. We didn't need all of that. So third installment, Creed. Honestly, all they had to say was "cruh," and my ticket is booked. Before you even get to this E or the second E, I'm in the theater. Plain and simple. Stick to what you know. Creed 1, Creed 2, Creed 3. Easy. Easy peasy, 10 out of 10. Next category is enjoyability and rewatch. This is important because was your film good? Yeah, but do I want to keep watching your film over and over and over again? Is this going to be timeless? Is this something I'm going to be talking to my kids about? Yes, yes, and yes for Creed 3. Absolutely. I enjoyed every minute of it from the moment I sat down in my seat and it first started to the moment it ended. I mean, I watched all the credits. That's how good it was. Oh, loved it. So everyone, as you can see, 10 out of 10 film. I'm willing to bet that it's going to make the top 3 best films of 2023. It's already headed in the right direction. I think it was an absolutely amazing film. I'm so grateful to every single last person who played a part, from the makeup artist to the person who made sure there was always donuts on set. Every single person. Thank you so much for entertaining me. Thank you so much for giving me such a cinematic masterpiece. Thank you so much for pouring so much of your heart and soul and your art into this film. I loved it. So, my viewers, if you have not already, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.